everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun scroll saw project video, have another amazing design from another book that Fox Chapel Publishing kindly sent me. So really cool. I'm really excited to do these projects, and thank you for Fox Chapel Publishing for supporting me. And before we show off the pattern, which is already printed out and prepped on the material, let's show off the book. The book is the ultimate book of scroll saw patterns for scroll saw woodworking and over 200 designs for ornaments, wall art, and more. And the authors are Wayne and Jacob Fowler. This book is packed with beginner, intermediate, and advanced patterns for the scroll saw woodworking platform, and it has got some great detail on attaching patterns, finishing them, and blade selection and all. But really cool. You see some of the designs there. Some of the ones toward the front are basic scroll saw woodworking designs, and as you get to the back of the book, there is more complicated patterns, but really cool. The pattern in question we're going to be doing is located on page 48, 42, 45, 48. There we go. And it is a beautiful lobster design. Now you guys know I love the beach. I'm rocking my shark shirt right here, and I love all the marine life that is associated with the tropical world and underwater world. I am rocking my 4Ocean wrist bracelet, which supports conservation of beaches and underwater marine life. So really cool. I've already got the pattern printed out to its full size and attached to our material with clear packing tape. And the material in question here is going to be some more red oak milled to 3/4 inch thick. And once this project is cut out, I see a lot of options for it. You could put resin in the internal cuts here, a nice blue resin to complement the red oak here, or you could stand it on its own since it's 3/4 inch thickness, or you could cut it out of 1/4 inch material and put a blue background on it to simulate the water. A lot of finishing options for this project. Really cool. I'm just going to cut it out because I think it'll look great hanging next to my tropical fish tank. I have a 20-gallon fish aquarium, so really cool. Since everything is prepared, let's head over to the drill press, drill all of our pilot holes so we can come back to the scroll saw and start scrolling. And over here on the drill press, we're going to take a small drill bit and drill all of the pilot holes for internal cutting, and there is several in this project, and some of the internal cuts are very small, but we will take our time and get all of them cut out. Over here at the scroll saw, I am scrolling with number 5 ultra reverse tooth blades, and they are cutting through exceptionally well. It's just that with this being 3/4 inch red oak, it is a very slow cut. So as always, we will take our time and let the blade do the work. I want to once again thank Fox Chapel Publishing for sending me the books on scroll saw woodworking, and I will leave a link to their social media feeds as well as a link to where you can pick up the book of Ultimate Scroll Saw Patterns down in the description box below. And once again, some of these internal cuts toward the center of the lobster are so small that it sometimes takes you more time to thread the blade through and retension it than it does to do the actual cut, but it will give you beautiful detail once everything is cut out. I have seen people catch lobsters, and of course I've seen live lobsters in aquariums and places like that, and it's always unique to just sit there and watch them. They do have personalities of their own. Funnily enough, even though I am a pirate and I love the beach, I do not eat seafood. I think for me it's the texture and not the taste, but it's just something I've never had a taste for. Getting toward the center of the lobster, and you can see some of those smaller cuts coming into play. But again, I'm just taking my time and letting the blade do the work and getting through them all. When I feel the blade get dull, I will take it off and install a new blade. I went through 3 scroll saw blades cutting out this whole project, and that's just because of the material we are cutting. Usually I hardly ever go through more than 1 blade on a project because I'm cutting out the 1/4 inch material, but with this it was just different. You see me now installing and retensioning a new blade and checking for squareness. If you guys like what you're seeing, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me over on Instagram at Artisan Pirate. I'd really appreciate the support. We are now doing the final cut, which is the long outside cut, and this was an extremely slow cut. I didn't want the blade to overheat and create burn marks on the material. So again, just taking my time. But this was a fun cut for me. I had beach music going in the background and just anticipating those warmer days and seeing the ocean once again. You guys know I love going to Myrtle Beach. And once we come back to where we started, all of the scroll work will be done. And we can remove the piece from the waste material here. And before we proceed to sanding, here is my 20-gallon tropical fish tank that's sitting in the living room, and it gets a lot of compliments, and each fish in there has its own unique personality. Sanding with the palm sander with 100 grit sandpaper, I will sand both the front and back real well, and then we will go back to the workbench here, and I'll take high grit sandpaper and the sanding sticks that a subscriber sent me, and these have been a tremendous help sanding in those small nooks and crannies. It's 2 little pieces of sandpaper glued to a foam board so it can get down in there and sand everything. And just getting rid of the fuzzies that come from scroll sawing. But once I was happy with this, I put the lobster on a hook and gave it several coats of Rust-Oleum clear gloss and let that dry, and the project was complete. And here we have the completed lobster cut out completely on the scroll saw out of some beautiful red oak material I had laying around, and it finished up nicely and it came out fantastic. Thank you, Wayne and Jacob Fowler, for the ultimate book of scroll saw patterns. I have it laying here on the table saw, and also thank you, Fox Chapel Publishing, for sending me the book to test out some of the patterns and make here on video. I hope I've done the pattern justice for you guys. Really, really cool. It took me around an hour and change to cut this project out, and because it took so long, it's because of the material we used. This is 3/4 inch red oak material, and I went through 3 scroll saw blades cutting out this entire project. The red oak is a harder material, and as I always say, I took my time and let the blade do the work when feeding it into the scroll saw blade. And if you ever feel like you're having to force it, just go on and change the scroll saw blade. Don't let the scroll saw blade go on until it snaps, because then you have potential for it to break off a fragile piece in the scroll saw work you're making. But really, really cool. You can easily identify what this is, and he came out great. And I want to apologize for any background noise. Tin roof on the workshop, and it is a rainy day here in Burlington, North Carolina, so I apologize if my voice is not coming across smoothly. But really, really cool. I had a lot of fun making this, and the whole time I was just thinking about warmer days and going to the beach, which is my favorite getaway. And with the thickness of this material, it can easily freestand on its own. But what I'm probably going to do with the symmetry in this project, it's like a mirror on each side of everything. I'm going to probably hang him by his tail right beside my tropical 20-gallon fish tank in the living room, so it'll be a great conversation piece when people come over to visit and everything. But I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you guys like watching me make it. Once again, I'm going to shout out the Ultimate Book of Scroll Saw Patterns by Wayne and Jacob Fowler. This book is packed with some amazing patterns for beginner, intermediate, and advanced scroll sawers, and you can enlarge them, shrink them down to whatever size you want. And I believe that the lobster we cut out on page 48 is listed as an intermediate pattern, so just keep that in mind. It wasn't a complicated pattern for me because of my experience on the scroll saw, but for someone just picking up the scroll saw, it might be a more tedious cut, so just keep that in mind. And with finishing this project, I just done clear coat on it because I'm going to hang him, like I said, by his tail. But other options is you could put resin down in here, like a blue resin to complement the red here, or you could cut him out of a thinner material and put a blue backer board on him. Or if you know someone with like a seafood restaurant and they have like a mirror or a painting, you could cut these out and put them down in the corners for a nice tropical and nautical look. But really, really cool, and a lot of finishing objects for a project like this. Your imagination is your only limitation with this, and that's why I love the scroll saw, because of the versatility of it. But really, really cool. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you guys like watching me make it. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, and also follow me over on Instagram at Artisan Pirate. Links to all my social medias, as well as ways to contact me, will always be linked down in the description box below these videos. Thank you once again for joining in, and remember, if I can make it or do it, so can you. That's about all for this one. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.